The 50-30-20 budget rule. Why do you need a budget and how do you actually do the budget? Because in today's video, I'm going to be going over how to budget and why you need to budget. And if you do budget, you get to experience things like this. This is me from Maui, Hawaii, being able to make this video so that you guys can also experience things like this, go on vacations like this, and it doesn't hurt your finances because you were able to save and budget like you should be doing already. When it comes to budgeting, it can be extremely difficult because most people aren't taught this in school. Our financial education system is kind of screwed up because we're taught all these different things that we don't use in the real world, but then we're thrown into this real world, and a lot of us don't have actual budgeting or financial knowledge. We don't know how to buy a car. We don't know how to buy a house. We don't know what budgeting is. We don't know what expenses, income. We don't know how to do a balance sheet. We don't know income statements. We don't know anything because we're not taught this in our system. We're taught about Romeo and Juliet, which I think is obviously important because it's literature and it's history, but is also not. Is finances not important? Because most people struggle with their finances. Most people are in credit card debt. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck. And most people don't even have a $1,000 emergency fund saved up because they don't know how to save. They don't know how to invest and save first. They don't know how to pay their future self first. And then they actually just go and spend all this money from their paycheck. And when it comes to the end of the month, they have nothing left. And so the first thing that you need to know when it comes to the 50-30-20 budget technique, that is $50 that you're going to spend on your needs every single month. What do you need to actually survive? That's your gas, your rent, your food, your medical, everything that you need to actually survive. That's the 50%. 30% is actually spent towards your wants. So you actually get to have fun with this budget. You get to have fun. You get to experience places like this. You get to go out to eat to restaurants. You get to do all these different things with 30% of your income. And then 20% of your income is actually going to be going towards your investing. That is where you're going to be saving in your Roth IRA. That is where you're going to be investing money for your future self, which you're going to pay first. Now, the kicker in this budget is that if you have debt, you already spent that money. And where does that money come from? That comes from your wants. Your wants, you wanted something in the past, and now you're going to be paying for it right now, which is the future from when you made those purchases. And so your wants are also your past debts that you still have to pay off. So if you have debt, all that 30% should be going towards your debt. You don't get to really have fun because you already had fun without having money. And so the 50-30-20, it's your needs, your wants, and your investing/savings. So your wants, they're already spent if you have debt, and so that's where your debt's going to go. But everything else, if you don't have debt, then you're going to follow this exact strategy, the 50-30-20 technique. Or if you want to be even more conservative when it comes to investing more, then you're going to do a 50-20-30. Or, you can move those numbers around, but 50-30-20 is a pretty standard budget so that you can still live in the future with saving and investing, live in the current present, so that you're having fun and you're not just, saving everything for your future, but then also you're being able to provide for yourself, your family, by having the money for your needs that you need every single month. The first thing that you're going to do to create a budget is know your income. How much income actually comes through the door every single month? That's all paychecks from you. If it's you just by yourself, that's everything. If it's you and your spouse, everything that comes through the door, that is your income. So you're going to want to make that the first thing at the very top of your piece of paper or your screen or whatever it is. You're going to say, this is my total income. Now you're going to take 50% of that and you're going to say, this is what my needs should fall into. 50% of whatever your total income is. So let's say your total income is $5,000. You should be spending no more than $2,500 total for everything else that you need in the month. That's your gas, your housing, medical, everything. You should be only spending $2,500. 30% of that, so $1,500. $1,500 is 30% of the $5,000. That is going to be having fun with. So that's a lot of money to have fun with every single month. So 20% in this example is going to be the $5,000 times 20%, which is going to be $1,000 that you would be investing every single month for your future self. So now that you have your income, you have your expenses all separated, You want to track your expenses and you want to see what is actually a want and what is a need, and then bucket those into those categories and figure out what percentage of your expenses every single month are actually going towards your wants or going towards your needs. You want those to be in that 30% for your wants and 50% for needs. If your wants are greater than 30%, you need to cut that. If your needs are less than 50%, good, that's a really good thing. And so now that you have those two things separated, the rest of that money is going to be going towards your savings and investing. That 20% needs to go towards your saving and investing. If you're able to save more, awesome. If you want to be able to only do the 20% and you want to live life and go on trips, go to restaurants, go out and hang out with friends, then that's a great thing to do too. Just make sure that you are budgeting, make sure you are putting in into those categories, and make sure that you are being disciplined and tracking your income and expenses every single month, or you'll start losing track. You're not going to be disciplined, and then before you know it, you're like, yeah, I had a budget once, but now I don't have it now. And if you actually want a more in-depth video about the 50-30-20 budget, click on this video right here. It's going to be a complete breakdown. And if you want a whole lesson, 5-video series, click on this right here. It's going to be the first video on how to actually start setting a budget and setting goals so that your budget can help you reach those goals. And that's it. If you guys want a budget template that you can follow, you can fill out, comment down below budget, and I will actually make a PDF to where you just put your email in and I'll actually send you that straight to your email so that you can track your expenses, you can track your income, and you can completely make a budget for yourself and your family to set yourself up for financial success in the future. Remember guys, until next time, you can do all things through Him that give you strength. Peace.